Welcome to Deep Thought. Pay attention to even small things. Pay attention to even small things. And when I say small things, I do mean small things because you never know when something small can expand to something big. I give you a real practical example. An oil leak in your car. Now, say you pull out of your parking space, you know it's a little tiny leak, just a little tiny leak. And somebody say, oh, yeah, that's nothing. But see, that little tiny leak can become something bigger. And that's just a basic example. Or, just the leak that you have in your bathroom or your bathroom faucets or something, or shower faucets when the washers get worn out. That can cause some long-term issue right there if you don't address it. And, those are mechanical things, but pay attention to just the smallest thing on yourself, that small little ache or pain. It could be nothing, or it could lead to something major. That's usually how things start out. That's how cancer or something can start out. And, it extends to anything. It extends to anything. And it's not always a bad thing. Like, for example, pay attention to, it could be like your style or something, your dress. Pay attention to it. I remember there was a time. Now, usually with watches, I only wear watches when I'm dressed up because, I'm usually in some sweats or something like that. And, I got my phone on me. So I save my watches for that. It's like, these some good watches. But I remember I was going to this event. I was traveling to Richmond to attend an event with a lady friend of mine. And this was like a highfalutin event. These were like upper middle class folks. And I remember as I was driving, I'm just like, I'm driving in my rented, luxury car and everything. And I was like, have my suit ready and everything, my expensive suit. I'm like, And then it hit me. It's like, damn, I think I forgot my watches. Oh, man. I was just like, I actually pulled into a mall on the way down there and actually went to this store and got a watch real quick. Now, somebody say, well, Rom, ain't a big deal. I was like, no. Where I was going was, like I said, a highfalutin event. They had millionaires there. They'd have looked at me if I'm in there without a watch. It's a small thing. And somebody said, well, Rom, that's just some bougie thing or something. But, it's something, considering where I'm at. Like every little thing, it could be something small. It could be like I've worked as a merchandiser. Y'all know I've had 1,000 jobs. I've worked as a merchandiser. I used to, set up like if you go into a department store or something, they have the shirts arranged a certain way, folded and all of that. I used to set up those displays and everything, right? And I noticed I would get a certain amount of sales if I made it pop. Like I would set up like some Ralph Lauren polos or something. And I would like fix the collars or something, pop the collars, have them folded on there a certain way. And someone would say, man, that's a lot of stuff. Just put it on there. I say, no, it's a big thing. Because one of the things I liked about merchandising and how important it was, I had read where some merchandisers were making six figures. I was like, wait a minute, what? What? Just for folding stuff? But a big thing is that. A big thing is merchandising. In fact, I have actually thought about a business. Creating a business for like merchandisers to go to smaller stores and really set up things and pop. And I think some people have that. Indeed, major businesses, major like design firms and stuff, they have merchandisers that work for them. That's how important it is. But it's a small thing. And I'm just using all those as an example. It's basically just saying, pay attention to every little thing. Like if you like dealing with people, right? Like I'm going to tell you what, from my experience, and this is why I can talk so much about relationships, I pay attention to little things. In fact, I remember I walked in a room one time. It was on a summer job I had when I was still in college. And I walked in the workplace was this junior high school, and the job was, quite frankly, training younger people on different things. Training younger people. So I remember I walked into the classroom, and I noticed a cabinet had been moved. And I was like, why y'all move this cabinet over here? And the woman, the supervisor, she was shocked. She said, how'd you notice that? How'd you see that? I mean, she was seriously impressed. In fact, other people have been impressed when I just point out something very small, like a change or something. That's because I pay attention to it. It's always important for good things, bad things, like the details. Now, what that got to do with deep thought? That means you're thinking. A lot of people, and it means you're awake. You're seeing everything. Because let's be real, a lot of people just sleepwalking through life. A lot of people are sleepwalking. Everything becomes so routine. Like if you were to really, like, okay, somebody driving to work, if you were like to monitor them or something, like have some neuroscience monitor them or something like that, they find these people ain't paying attention. That's why some people can get in accidents and everything. You know, they half asleep. They so used to everything. They so used to doing things automatically. Because remember, one thing about the subconscious, it takes in all the information. It takes in all the habits. So you could actually drive from point A to point B and don't notice anything. And I've actually thought about that because let's be real, as much as, and I'll talk about being in the moment later this week, as much as I try to be in the moment, sometimes I'm not. And sometimes I'll go from point A to point B. And I was like, wait, I ain't pay attention to anything. I missed a lot of stuff. You know, some stuff I would normally see. Right? But that's paying attention to the normal. Like I say, normally I'm paying attention to it, but even me, I get caught up into the habit. Or I see the bigger thing, but I don't see the smaller thing. You know? Like, I'll tell you what. Like, there's always some type of subculture starting, some type of movement going. I'll pay attention to, like, a small thing. I'll look at something and say, you know what, that's going to be a big thing. A trend or something. That's going to be a trend. Somebody going to pick up on it. Or a small habit, a small nuance. I like using the word nuances. You know, it could be something small, but you don't know what effect it could have on you negatively or positively. You might notice a tiny little thing, something other people don't see. It's like, wait a minute. This benefits me. I can make money. In fact, bear with me. I'm trying to remember. It was a guy who was like $1 million investor. And he had invested in something that was just obscure. And he explained why. I think it was chalk or something. It was something. I forgot what it was exactly. And it was like very obscure, but he made a lot of money by investing in it. And he said, and he explained why. He was paying attention to little things surrounding the use of this particular product. I think it was actually, seriously, I really think it was some type of chalk or something. And he was like, no, people going to use it because of this reason and everything. You know, paying attention. Because, hey, look, I'm going to share it, like, that's helped me business-wise. The money I make now is through social media. That's the base, that's the one medium, right? I started really making money when I just paid attention to one little thing, just one little thing. Everybody got a phone in their hands. Everybody's looking at their phone. Even when they're supposed to be working on jobs, they got their phones on them. I've been in restaurants and they got their phones on them. And I said, well, what do people, and I thought about it. I said, well, what do people do on their phones? Yeah, they text, but what else do? They're usually checking out a website. They watching videos or something like that, looking up something like that. But the one thing, the one word, content. And I was like, wait a minute. I can make money. Just all I'm doing is producing content. Boom. It seemed like a small thing. And of course, there's some people who, you know, they doing their thing, but a lot of people ain't thinking, hey, maybe I can create content. Small things. It can help out in every area of life. Think on this, and I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.